So if we have DIBS CEO sitting right across from you and you know, a little bit overwhelmed about the whole situation, what would you tell him or her that you think are the two top things that you would start with to start to just secure your infrastructure? Forget about the paper. Yeah. Forget about all of the rules and forget about, you know, just if I want to secure my, my business, my data, you know, the work that I'm doing, what are the two top things that you would tell them to do?
I would say patch your systems, okay? Stay up to date. We go through and we find security vulnerabilities that are announced weekly. All right, you have to make sure your operating systems are up to speed. Okay, so patch your systems. There was 3 years ago, there was a virus that came out called Petya. Okay, this came out in March. It exploited a vulnerability we knew about in January of that year. Okay, so if you didn't patch your systems in January, you were exposed to it and you were hit. 6 months later, okay, another virus came out exploiting the same vulnerability. It was called NotPetya. Okay, so you got hit twice if you didn't patch your systems. Number one, patch your systems, okay? You have a phone, make sure you're doing your iOS or Google updates, okay? It goes down to the user level, all right? That's probably number one. Number two, train your people, all right? I go into my business today and I talk to the people, I say, look, do not click, okay? Whatever it says, if it's an invoice that you don't recognize, if it's a, here's the document you want to, do not click. 82%, okay, of breaches happen through human involvement. Somebody clicked on something then.
Yeah, it's, I would echo that completely. People ask me a similar question, and when I start to talk about, you know, cyber education, they kind of look at me funny. It's like, what? That's not really security. It's like, well, people are, I mean, quite frankly, nowadays, less things happen through systems that aren't patched. More things, like you said, happen because of people. Yeah. And people not doing things that, you know, the right things that we all kind of look at and say, oh, you know, I wouldn't have clicked on that, you know, and so there's some obvious ones. But the thing that makes it more difficult now is the threat factor. They're good. And when I sit down with the guy that kind of runs our cyber education program, and I look at some of these things that people are doing now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have clicked on that. Yeah. I mean, they're getting really, really good. So it's critical that you're continuously educating your employees, doing simulated phishing attacks. Yep. And while that doesn't sound like IT, you know, it kind of sounds like education, it's a tremendously important part of the overall security stature. So good point.